Hey, have you guys ever heard of the Am I the Buttface Reddit threads? That got me thinking. Were there any occult versions of this or witchcraft related versions of this? Turns out by typing it into Google, I found some. I really wanted to read some because of the titles for some of them, but I figured this would be semi-entertaining. And why don't we read them together? Because I'm very curious how that would translate into like an occult witchcraft fashion. So today's video is going to be more of a reaction type video. So let's get into it. What would be like the witchcraft version of this? So like of a butt face. What do we just turn? Newts. Am I the Newt? We'll call it Am I the Newt. This is the first one that I found. The title doesn't make it seem like it has anything to do with witchcraft, but when I searched it up, the keynote showed that it does in fact have to do with witchcraft. Am I the Newt for telling my dad it's none of his business that I didn't invite my sister to my wedding? Let's get into the tea, right? My 28 female wedding is coming up, and I didn't invite my sister Megan, 30 female. This is due to the antics she's pulled in the past. I'm really not interested in having a repeat at my wedding. My dad, 57 male, is mad at me, but I told him it's none of his business. Was I the Newt? When our eldest, 32 female, got a new job, Megan kept showing up at her building in full robes. Megan is a witch and a pagan because she wanted to purify our eldest sister's workplace. Wait, I gotta read that again. Got a new job. Megan kept showing up in her building in full robes because she wanted to purify our elder sister's workspace. Does she work from home? No, building. Maybe she works from home? Okay, let's keep reading. She was removed by building security okay, never mind. She doesn't work from home. She was removed by building security several times because she kept trying to access the floor without a key card. And the saga only ended when Megan was arrested for trespassing. Oh, sorry, my accent's gonna come out. What? Hold on. So she showed up to the sister's job, the workplace, because she wanted to purify the whole entire workplace. And she was removed by building security several times. And she was arrested for trespassing. Okay. It was so embarrassing for our eldest sister, and she took another job elsewhere and doesn't talk to Megan about work now. My eldest sister is Wiccan, but she keeps it private. Okay, all right. Megan is just labeled as a witch and a pagan, but the eldest sister, the one that she went to go purify their place, she's Wiccan. Megan has also asked to come over without notice to bless and purify our apartment/homes if we move, even though no one asked her to. You don't want to do that. Against my better judgment, I didn't object when Megan came along to the public part of my PhD defense. I don't know what that is. I'm from the States. I feel like that's something else. Along with my dad. Megan kept interrupting to cast spells to helps in quotation. Megan kept interrupting to cast spells to help me succeed and would not stop talking. Oh, she was doing it out loud. Not stop talking. A professor had security escort her out. My dad thought that professor was uptight. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh, this is getting extreme. When our brother's 26 male wife, 26 female, was pregnant last year, Megan kept bringing her potions to drink. Oh, she's pregnant. Kept bringing her potions to drink and was following her around trying to hold crystals over her stomach to transfer properties to the baby. Please do not give pregnant women herbal concoctions that you have made unless you are a professional herbalist or you know that you are giving them something completely safe. Oh my gosh, okay. My sister-in-law is such a sweetheart and tried to indulge Megan a bit. It got so bad that our brother had to step in. Oh my gosh, okay. Megan wanted to put plants and crystals in the nursery and spells on the walls, and my brother wouldn't let her come over to be around my niece at all. Megan said she wants to do a midnight blessing ceremony for my niece, even though my brother says no. My dad lives with Megan, and I think he is just immune to her antics. Parts of the house look like the stereotype of a witch you would see on television. I can't see anything there. When he had knee surgery, Megan had a bowl full of her witch ingredients that she lit on fire in the hospital room. When he had knee surgery, Megan had a bowl full of her witch ingredients that she lit on fire in the hospital room and got thrown out of the hospital. She literally was burning things in the hospital. I don't even know what to say to that. I really hope you guys know that none of these things are good. Please let me know that you guys know that none of these things are good. Oh my gosh. I have no problem with anyone practicing or not practicing a religion. Like I said, my elder sister is Wiccan. But Megan's problem is that she thinks everyone wants to participate in her pagan faith. Even if people tell her no or to go away, she persists. She makes a scene all the time. Given she doesn't listen to the word no, I don't want Megan there. The incidents I listed above are just the tip of the iceberg. Oh my gosh, dude. My dad is mad at me for not inviting her and said who I invite is none of his business. He's not paying for my wedding, so he gets no say. Him and I are at loggerheads because loggerheads? Loggerheads? What does that mean? Two people or two parties cannot agree on something. It is of UK origin and was originally used in the meaning of a stupid person, a blockhead. Okay, I can understand that. Him and I are at loggerheads because he thinks I should not exclude Megan, even with how she's acted in the past, because she is family. Oh my gosh. See, that to me, that doesn't seem real. That, like, no way that could be real. Someone showing up to their family members, friends, significant others, whoever's place of work, to cleanse the whole entire place. Now, don't get me wrong. I have cleansed my workplace before, and I asked my office for permission and everything else like that. Everyone was on board with it. I did it hours before everyone got there. It was really cool, but I got permission. I didn't just show up and try to be let in just thinking, oh, I'm a witch, don't worry about it. Can't do that. And then get arrested for trespassing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Then making a pregnant woman drink herbal concoctions. When you are pregnant, different herbs will have a different reaction to you. And then even if you take any type of medication, certain herbs can have side effects. In my very first video, 10 Things I Wish I Knew Before Starting My Practice, that video's quality, like the audio and all that stuff, I didn't have a microphone, so I understand it is very hard to hear. But there is a section in there that's timestamped that has herbal side effects with medication. So if you were ever curious, you don't even have to watch the whole thing. It's all timestamped. You could just go there. Everything's on screen and you could just screenshot it in case if you were ever curious. So I feel like it's good for people to have that information. And that was given by a physician. But still, and then holding stones to a pregnant woman's tummy. Oh my gosh. I just picture her sticking like a thing of selenite and just like scrape. Oh my gosh. All like the little fibers of all like the, oh my gosh. Why would you do that? And then trying to like come in to do like a midnight blessing on the baby after the baby was born. Like, I do not have any kids, but like, if baby's asleep, and let them sleep, please. Mom and dad will thank you. And then lighting things in the hospital? Oh my God. See, that doesn't seem real. You are not the Newt. Your sister is one of those people that gives witches a bad name, to be completely blunt and completely honest. Like, are you serious? And like, for your wedding, she would probably like try and stand up and probably do like a big ceremonial thing. Like, this is where I'm going to sound kind of mean, I guess. But for some people, like, yeah, when you get into any type of practice, you get into any of these like pagan beliefs, witchcraft, the occult, any of the religions like Wicca, you could feel kind of like you're coming home in a way because you find something that completely resonates. It's something that is beautiful because it's something that you can connect with. But I feel like there are a decent chunk of people who see this type of lifestyle as an aesthetic and as a trend, to put it completely blunt. And they'll see like 3 or 4 TikToks and then think they are the expert, and they'll have like the cougar effect, you know what I mean? No one else is as learned or as educated as them because they don't know the secrets of the universe like you do from getting into witchcraft and the occult and all that. Definitely not the Newt, but I do want to read the comments for this one. And not the Newt. Not only is your sister bat crap crazy, she would definitely ruin your wedding by cleansing the space, etc. Probably during your wedding vows. Said that. Okay, let's see what else we got. The title of this one is, Am I the Newt for pretending to put a curse on my boyfriend? I do want to read this one. Okay, let's get into it. My boyfriend, 29 male of 3 years, and I, 27 female, recently moved in together. As you can imagine, we had to downgrade a lot of things and had to make choices to donate some things. These will be useful knowledge for later on. 3 nights ago, days after settling in, we attended one of my family's get-togethers. While we were there, we had a great time and everything seemed normal. After saying our goodbyes, we headed back to our apartment. He then begins to tell me that he was talking with my uncle and had a very interesting conversation. I was intrigued intrigued, knowing my uncle is one for embellishments and his prank. He said that my uncle told him that when I was a kid, I was a witch and used to perform rituals on my stuffed animals and belongings. Relatable. I started laughing hard, as you can probably imagine. She probably is not a practicing witch, but that's still really funny because I would try and do that with myself. He looked at me dead as shocked if he was expecting something different from my immediate reaction. I said, oh, definitely. I was a real witch back in the day. I cursed all of my stuffies. If someone touched them, they would be cursed for their entire lives. Oh, that's beautiful. When I looked back at him, he was still looking straight, a deer in a headlight. He just said, didn't you have me take some of your old things to the Goodwill last week? While still laughing, I said, yeah, I made sure to perform a ritual before you took them, and now you are cursed to stay with me for the rest of your life. Oh, jeez, oh no. He was like, well, I want to be with you for the rest of your life. You don't have to curse me. And I simply looked back at him and with a straight face said, I couldn't take any chances. He then says, what happens now if I leave? And what if you weren't specific enough in the ritual? Oh no, poor dude. He's probably having an anxiety attack. In which my response was, well, you know, if you leave me, I cursed you with bad luck. But what do you mean specific enough? He then began to spiral out of control, saying things like, oh my God, what if I leave to go to the grocery store? Or if I have to go on a business trip? What if I'm leaving to get on an airplane? Why would you curse me? Oh no, poor dude. Oh, at least you know now he believes in magic. I then told him that my uncle was messing with him and that I am not a witch and never was. I apologized relentlessly, telling him how sorry I was for taking it possibly a little too far. He said continuing the joke was in bad taste and I should take a step back and realize how that could have made him feel. I then became agitated and told him he was being sensitive and as a joke, it is just a joke. And if I take a step back, I realize that my BF is quick to believe that I was a witch. He just looked at me and didn't say anything. He has slept on the couch the past 2 nights and made no efforts to communicate. Oh, geez Louise. I even tried making a peace offering this morning with coffee and breakfast. He didn't touch the mug or lift the fork, just grabbed stuff for the gym and left. Can anyone tell me if I'm the Newt here? Oh, man. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say I don't think you are the Newt. I do think your boyfriend maybe might have some background issues with witchcraft or religious things or something along those lines that probably made him react that way. So I'd probably, try and see where that has come from. I have definitely done a lot of things similar. This one is called Am I the Newt If I Refuse to De-baptize My Aunt? What are these stories? Oh my gosh. Okay. My parents believe in the freedom of choosing one's own religion. My mother was raised Catholic, while my father believes in a God without participating in any church. I, 14. Oh wow, they're young. Oh, I feel weird reading this. They're 14. Well, I was already in witchcraft. I was actually taking classes at 14, so. I, 14, honestly do not care too much about the topic. To the dismay of my aunt during my to the dismay of my aunt. Supposed to be the end of the sentence. In my childhood, she constantly tried to pressure my mother into getting me baptized. Whenever I visit them, she would try to push Christianity on me. She would read the Bible to me and take me to her church, among other things. This made me very uncomfortable to the point where I did not want to visit anymore. I don't know how this is witchcraft related, but it is apparently. I recently developed the witchy bit of it. I recently developed an interest in herbs and plants. This somehow convinced her that I practice witchery. I love the way that's worded. Now she constantly switches between trying to save me and making a point of avoiding me. Most of the family thinks her silly, but like always, when she is acting crazy, everyone just accepts it. Since I did not budge, she focused on my brother, 5. Ooh. He is friends with my cousin, 6. I don't know why I'm giving you guys the numbers, like you guys don't know how to count, so sorry. Oh, it's been a day. And therefore spends a lot of time at their house. On his latest visit, my aunt decided to make an appointment with a priest, forge my mother's signature, and get my brother baptized. Can you even do that? Is that how that works? Is that how that works? Like, I know I was baptized when I was born because my father's side is all Roman Catholic. They're very old school. They're very much into the baptism. And so I had to be baptized right away. My dad is Roman Catholic. And then my mother was Baptist. And I think I'm baptized pescatarian. Oh my god. Not pescatarian. I am so sorry. Not unbaptized pescatarian. Oh my gosh. Episcopalian? I think that's it. I don't know. I just know they had to have me baptized right away from my father's side. So they just got the closest church to baptize me, which, yeah, doesn't I'm a witch. You know, it doesn't matter to me. Anyway, do you have to, like, sign for someone to be baptized? Let me know if that's true. After my brother told my mother about the incident, which my aunt told him not to do, she confronted my aunt on her next visit. My aunt proudly confessed to having saved my brother, and a screaming match ensued. As I already mentioned, my parents strongly believe that everyone should be able to choose their own beliefs and not join a church until one is old enough to make an informed decision. I like that. I agree with that. I like that. I know that's not everybody's thing, but I like that. To summarize my aunt's words, she could not believe that our mother was willingly condemning us to hell, and it was no wonder that I had become a satanic witch. Because she likes rosemary? She had to act because my mother obviously couldn't be brought to her senses, and someone had to save the boy. In a moment of anger, I went to my room to get one of my pots. I have one pot in the shape of a skull, and filled it with water. While they were still screaming at each other, I poured the water over her. Then I declared her to be now baptized as a witch and the lawful wife of Satan. Is that wrong of me to really like that? Is that wrong of me? I think that's hilarious. I don't think she should have, like, thrown water on her aunt. But I find that absolutely hilarious. Beautiful, beautiful. I will be honest, I enjoyed the expression of shock and then panic on her face. She told me to undo what I did. I refused. Once she realized she could not convince me, she stormed out of the house. Now she told the whole family about it, and my grandparents and other relatives have been bombarding my mother with hateful messages. Oh my gosh. My mother says she understands why I did it and what I did, but that I need to undo it to keep the peace. I'm supposed to make a show of de-baptizing her and declaring her Christian again. I am just tired of everyone constantly talking about religions and fed up with my aunt and everybody's endurance of her. If she could go around and baptize my brother, why can't I do the same for her? Am I the Newt if I do not comply with my parents' wishes? I love how it's like, am I the Newt for, like, unbaptizing my aunt? No, it's like, am I the Newt for, not wanting to undo what I did? Oh, beautiful. I find that hilarious. I find that insanely funny. I don't think, she is a child and it is her aunt, but boundaries are boundaries. It would have been funnier if the mom did it to her own sister. Chef's kiss. That is my type of humor right there. Oh, there's an edit. Is there an update? All right, let's see. Woo! First of all, thank you for all the helpful replies and the awards. This got more attention than I would have thought. I wanted to give an update on the whole thing. Apparently, neither the baptism of my brother nor the priest itself were legitimate. Okay. The dude is not even registered as a priest, and it's just someone she found online. It's a little kind of concerning. She just found a random person online to baptize a 5-year-old. Someone get Chris Hansen on the line. That doesn't seem right.
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation.
He, with my aunt and my grandmother, held a small, unofficial ceremony. My grandmother confessed this to my grandfather once the drama started, and now he told my mother. The whole thing is rather weird, and my grandfather told my mother to report the priest, but my mother just wants to leave the whole story behind us. Since his baptism does not have any real effect on my brother, she sees this as an easy solution to get her sister off her back. We are just happy my brother is not actually baptized. Also, good news is my mother no longer wants me to de-baptize my aunt, and finally accepted that she is simply crazy. She will try to talk to my grandmother tomorrow since she is not as crazy as my aunt and can hopefully convince her of leaving me alone. According to my grandfather, my aunt told the story of me baptizing her very different, which is why my relatives were on her side. Despite the hilarious suggestions on how I could continue to scare my aunt, I will not do anything like that. I will just wait and see how things go from here. Very mature for a 14-year-old. We give snaps. We like that. I'm not gonna lie. That is very, very funny. Definitely not the Newt. Definitely not the Newt. That is hilarious. We'll just do a few more. All right, we'll just do a few more. Because I don't even know if you guys like these things or if any of you guys are still watching. I don't know if any of these are your cup of tea, but I was just like, I want to read these, but I figured I would share them because they have been outlandish. This one's an interesting one. Am I the Newt for telling my friend it is a shame his wife is not a witch? I, female, 25, was chilling with an old friend I hadn't seen in a while. Let's call him Jake, 26, catching up over a pint at the pub. Jake was telling me how he recently got married, they eloped, so no guess, and how his wife, also 26 I think, is awesome, but a bit wild and unconventional, and he is having trouble getting used to that. For reference, my friend comes from a somewhat conservative Catholic background. I don't know if he is a Christian himself, but he's always been a bit uptight on these things, albeit respectful to those with different lifestyles. Live and let live kind of guy. Now, I am a Wiccan. We are an unconventional religion, among other reasons, because we do our group rituals naked. This is relevant. Oh, so she must be Gardnerian. So a lot of, well, I'm just guessing if she's Wiccan, because Gardnerian Wicca, it is very common in a lot of coven practices to practice, or even solitary, skyclad. So skyclad means you practice in the nude because you're clad in only the sky. But we do our group rituals naked. This is relevant. My tummy grumbled. Sorry if that got picked up. I'm hungry. Suffice to say, I like unconventional people. I didn't say any of this out loud, just asked him to elaborate. It's also relevant to say that I don't talk about my religion much. So Jake doesn't know anything about Wicca, just that I am not Christian. Okay. To my surprise, he said one of the things bothering him a little, is how she's totally fine with exposing herself to others. I just picture someone randomly flashing someone, and I don't think that's what he means. For example, she goes to spa with her friends and they don't wear clothes in the sauna. Or she goes in the beach in the nudist area with her girlfriend sometimes. He said he isn't comfortable being naked himself in those spaces, so he hasn't accompanied her. But he is at a loss on how to talk to her about it and understand her better. He asked me if I had any ideas. To each their own. Naked is naked.
I don't care what anybody says, Chucky. Naked is good. Naked is sweet. Naked is naked.
You know what I mean? Not everyone is comfortable with nudity. You know, that's why there's certain places for nudity. Here is where maybe my answer made me a newt. I said, look, there's nothing wrong with feeling free to show off your body, and in this day and age, the only reason to feel insecure about it is Christian culture making... I was with him in the first half. With her in the first half. The only reason to feel insecure about it is Christian culture making us ashamed of our bodies. Back in the day, the women were free to express themselves, were called witches, and burned at the stake. And it's a shame she's not a witch, because she has the attitude of a witch down. Dude, why? Why would you? Oh my gosh. Christian culture making us ashamed of our bodies. To a friend that grew up in a Christian background, saying that to him in a very upfront tone is probably not the best way to go about it. Absolutely not the best way to go about it. I'm pretty sure they're referencing as to when Adam and Eve ate the apple and became conscious of their nakedness and whatnot. When before, in the beginning, there was nothing wrong with it, you know. Side note, I was talking to one of my friends, you know, that the apple that Eve had ate from the Garden of Eden, the apple of knowledge, the apple of truth. You know, there's a pentacle inside of it, right? The pentagram, the 5-pointed star when you cut open an apple in half. I find that interesting, that the fruit of knowledge has a pentagram. But then saying, back in the day, women who were free to express themselves were called witches and burned at the stake. It's a shame your wife isn't a witch. That's a lot to unpack right there. That is a lot to unpack. Not only factually and like historically inaccurate, burning at the stake only happened for like heresy, and it wasn't because a lot of them were just nudists and nakedness. But then afterwards saying, it's a shame she's not a witch, in the same breath and in the same sentence. He looked mildly upset at my remark and said his wife is not a witch. She will never be a witch. She's a good woman. She just has a wild side, and he wants to talk to her about it and how to understand it. I said being a witch is not a bad thing. I agree with that. And he repeated with a slightly angry tone, my wife is not a witch. Stop saying she is a witch. I honestly was not expecting this reaction, and the raised voice scared me a bit. So I said, okay, and switched the topic. We kept discussing other stuff for a while, but I could tell he was a little on edge. Yeah, bro, I don't blame him. Before he parted ways, he said thanks for the conversation. I said no worries. I hope you have a good time, and he made a small grimace and said, yeah. Oh, jeez. We waved to each other and went home. I keep thinking about our conversation, and I really appreciate Jake. He is an old friend. Did I say something inappropriate? Did I insult his wife somehow? I'm a witch. I don't think it's a bad thing. I was trying to praise his wife for being countercultural and confident in herself. Am I the Newt? I'm trying to go through the first half of it. What they were talking about with like Christianity is like poison and like all that stuff. That's still just not. Sometimes religion doesn't play a factor in someone being uncomfortable naked or someone being comfortable naked. Religion doesn't always have to have something to do with it. My gosh. There could be a very small amount that it could be. And then just summing up all the people who have passed away in the witch hunts just because they were running around and that they were all buried. That's bad. And then saying at the same time, shame your wife's not one. All this person was doing, from my point of view, is they were just looking at everything from their perspective instead of actually giving advice. I know sometimes people relate things to their perspective, that way they can better understand it, and that way they can relate to the person. But if someone's coming to you for like actual advice, and instead you're just talking about like your own beliefs and perspectives instead of saying anything that is useful to the person that is asking you for something useful, oof. I'm over that one. All right, let's see the comment. Yep, everyone's saying that they're the Newt. They are the Newt.
All right, we'll do one more. Just one more. Am I the Newt if I tell my wife to stop exposing my daughter to her Wiccan beliefs? I have been with my wife for 12 years. She has always been interested in the spiritual and occult things. Astrology, tarot cards, sage cleansing, pagan practices, spell rituals, etc. Okay. But nothing negative like hexes or ghosts. That's the first sentence. Ghosts are negative? Ghosts are negative. Hexes are negative? Oh my god, I could unpack so much with that. Alright, no, let's keep going because I don't know how long this video is. It might be kind of long. Most importantly, she has never been hardcore about it. She has a full-time job and is well-adjusted socially. What the hell does that even mean? So someone who is into astrology, which doesn't automatically make someone a witch if they're into astrology. Tarot cards, it doesn't even have to be about witchcraft. Are you kidding me? Like that is, again, a spiritual thing. It can be part of your practice, but that tarot cards isn't automatically witchcraft. Sage cleansing, which there's a lot to unpack right there too, because it doesn't specify anything. Pagan practices, again, you could be pagan and not be a witch, whatever. Spell rituals, yeah, that is kind of like witch stuff, but anyway. So doing all that means you are not well adjusted socially. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I have myself as an example. I am the most socially awkward person you would ever meet. She says she is in the broom closet, valid term, and has lots of books on the topic, but she hides them when either of our parents comes over. Her closest friends know. I don't believe in any of it, but it can be fun and doesn't bother me really. I let her read my palm or cards, but don't take it seriously. She used to channel her energy and improve herself, and luckily isn't into the death/skull/bone/goth angle. This bro is full of stereotypes, right? Only goth people are witch. Well, I don't know what you would consider me, like, especially like in high school. I definitely had like that Y2K mall goth aesthetic mixed with like cyber goth, creepy kid Amy Lee fairy-looking, whimsical, crawled from the fourth floor witch style. We have a 10-year-old daughter who my wife is slowly starting to introduce to this world. And I think my wife is getting more into it now that she has someone to play with. What a man. They sage cleansed our new apartment. They burn incense and do yoga and buy crystals. Doing yoga makes you a witch, guys. Did you guys know that? Doing yoga automatically makes you a witch. We're gonna downward doggy our way. We're gonna end it with a corpse pose. I don't know why I went heavy metal with that. Yeah. Corpse pose instantly means that's your soul burning in hell in yoga. You didn't know that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And crystals. If you buy crystals, you're automatically a witch. Oh my gosh. Well, you know, a lot of witches do work with crystals, but not every witch does. And a lot of people buy crystals for every little thing, thinking it's going to help them. So, like, I do understand, like, the overconsumption with that. Like I said, I'm a practicing witch for over 28 years now. I had a lot of stuff given to me and a lot of stuff I have bought throughout the years. I have a crap ton of crystals. I can't talk. I have to get rid of some of my stuff, but there are people who do buy crystals for everything. But burning incense, doing yoga, and buying crystals, oh my god, you're a witch! Oh my gosh! Whoa! 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 They never shut up about Halloween. I mean, like, obviously. And watch Tim Burton. Hell yeah. First movie I ever saw in theaters was The Nightmare Before Christmas. I still have the VHS for it because it's still my favorite movie. I am so cliche millennial creepy kid in that aspect. Watch Tim Burton, but blow off Christmas. So is he just salty then? He might be salty. When my daughter is upset, she will burn incense and use crystals. My daughter started telling friends at school that she's pagan / a witch, and they reject her and think she's weird. Get better friends, girl. Note, my wife doesn't define herself as a witch. My wife wants to take her to pagan festivals, which I won't attend, but I'm sure is full of weirdos.
Watch out for those weirdos.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Let me read it before I say everything. Again, my wife is not pushing the depressed goth angle. But I am worried my daughter is going to grow up pigeonholed in this weird, dark, spiritual realm and unequipped to deal with issues in the real world. How do I tell my wife to chill on this stuff until she is older, or never to introduce to her, or never even introduce it to her at all? Oh my gosh, I couldn't say the sentence. Am I the Newt if I ask my wife to chill with the astrology, tarot cards, sage cleansing, palm reading, etc. around our daughter? I need a minute. Give me a minute. I really feel like I don't even have to say anything to this one. I think it's pretty known that this guy is a Newt. He is a slimy salamander. Beyond Newt here. I understand people being confused. I understand people not understanding things that they're not part of. I get that 1,000%. And hey, this lifestyle isn't for everybody. This practice isn't for everybody. Neither are some mainstream religions, though, too. I love how he's saying that, like, granted, the mom should let the daughter, pick what the daughter wants to do. The daughter is 10, so maybe the daughter saw the mom doing some of the stuff, and the mom just wanted to share it and have, like, that moment with her. But if the daughter is resonating with it, that's totally fine. And it seems like the daughter is resonating with it and is really enjoying herself. I love how he says, he's never been to a pagan festival, but he's sure it's filled with weirdos.
Weirdos! Weirdos!
He just seems so judgmental. So judgmental. Oh my goodness. The stereotypes in here is strong. It is so strong. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm done with this. I am done. I know this was semi-witchy related and like different than like actual like witchcraft content, but I was really curious to see what was there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that I like shared this with you. It still feels so weird reading some of these because like I understand people put it there to judge, but it's still weird feeling to do. I don't know if that makes any sense. There was a lot of interesting ones. Oh my gosh. Did any of those like really stand out to you guys? I think the one with the sister like burning things in the hospital, I still can't believe that's real. I feel like that had to be fake. Like this video was very, very renty. But don't worry, the next video is witchcraft based. We're going to be going over how to clean some bones if you ever have any bones that you wanted to properly like clean and disinfect. I only have one small bone, and then we're going to be making some houseplant protective wards. So that's the next video. So if that interests you, consider hitting the subscribe button. No pressure though. And if you like the video, that lets me know that you guys actually enjoyed it. Oh, speaking of, I am so behind on like my YouTube stuff just because like I've been so busy with work, and then it's been taking me forever to edit everything since I do it on my phone, and I had to get a new system because like I said, I can't edit anything on here and nothing will even import in here on my laptop, and I can't afford to get a new laptop, so my videos schedule upload automatically, and I haven't even been on YouTube to check the other videos in the comments, so I'm way behind on my comments. So if I haven't responded to any of your comments, because I try to respond to each and every comment, or at least heart react them, I'm sorry. I love you. I appreciate you. I am so sorry that I am so far behind. And for my fellow content creators, I haven't been able to watch any of you guys' videos in a while either, so I gotta get on that too. Because I love watching and seeing everything that you guys do. We all support each other in here. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful energy space, whatever time it is that you may be viewing this, morning, evening, night, middle of the day, afternoon, whatever day and week that it may be when you're seeing this. And I really, truly hope that good things happen to you. But don't do yoga, because that means you're a witch. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Oh my gosh, I still can't get over that. Anyway, bye.